talk about mindset. I'm gonna talk about mindset a little different today. I had this conversation with my team, and if you guys can understand this, it's game over. Like you'll just be successful. Period. It don't matter what you choose to do. You can stop creating art and go decide to freaking build a house if you want. It don't matter. You'll be successful. So I want to talk about like mindset, and more importantly, I'm not gonna really talk about mindset because I'm past just saying like, oh, work hard, just stay focused. Do, no, I'm gonna tell you guys like actually how you should be viewing life. And if you can have this mental shift, you'll be successful. And this won't be an easy mental shift. I'm gonna tell you that now. Like this will not be an easy mental shift. But if you can have this mental shift, you'll be successful. Some of this, what I'm about to say may kind of feel like you're gonna be hearing it for the first time because the whole world been telling you different. Because the whole world just been too nice. The world try to be a nice place, and when they try to be nice, I'm just straightening this up. And when they try to be nice, what happens is shit just end up becoming a mess. Stuff become a mess when people try to keep stuff nice, try to keep things fair and easy going for everybody, right? So here's the thing. So I was talking, so I have someone on my team, which is Pablo. This particular guy met me from a friend circle I have. And this friend circle is like 20 guys, right? 20 guys. Every single person in this circle makes over $1 million a year. Like they all really, really successful and they all like friends, which is cool. And Pablo, the reason this particular guy got into the friend group is because a lot of these guys drive like really nice, really fancy cars. And Pablo actually worked at Ferrari. So he was like a guy that just worked at the dealership and he met one of the friends. They thought he was pretty cool. So they like brought him in, whatever. All right. So afterwards, he left Ferrari, joined my team. Now we work together. And was having a conversation. And I was telling Pablo like how I view stuff. And I share this view with you guys. I say, here's the thing. The way I look at this world is like, and people as a whole, I look at it like a video game. So think of this world as like a video. Like there's kids that like love to play video games, but a video game when you play, you usually pay to be the best. You're trying to get your character to become the best character, right? Or like a sport, right? You typically pay to become better and then become the best and overall win, right? I want you guys to stay with me here. Now, in any video game, any character you create, there are like some characters that are better than other characters, right? And the question is like, and I'm gonna come back around to this. I'm not gonna get to the question. So, and I said, here's the thing. It was actually at dinner. He was at dinner with me. It was like all 20 guys at this dinner. I said, Pablo, if you take a look around this table, right? There's a nice person gonna say like, oh no, everybody is equal, things like that. But in reality, if we have to rank everybody, there's somebody that's always gonna be better than the next person. Now in life, what describes somebody as better? Usually they probably work harder. Usually they probably to connect in better ways. Usually they probably just smarter. They're like overall, like there's just people that are better. There's people that just not as good, right? And I say like the way I look at this world is like a video game, and I want to become better. Like I want to be the best person at this game we play at Force Life, right? And when you become better, overall for me, becoming better is like those who one have the biggest contribution to this world, and two, who truly live out their goals the most closest to their goal, like achieving that, whatever that may be. So it's not always financial, it could be anything. But like when you're on your deathbed, do you feel like I really lived out everything? And at that point, if you got closer to that than the next person, then you had a better character than the next person. It's that simple. So when we was sitting there talking, he was like, dang, I never looked at it like that. Now I asked him, so we have one particular friend. It's an older guy named Brian. Brian probably run like a $400 million company. But as a person, he like don't care about anything. What I mean by don't care is like he like live very freely. He don't care about people judging him. He don't care what like other people think. Like he's very, 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 very giving. Amazing guy. like amazing guy. So I was like, who would you say would be the best person at the stand? He's like, definitely Brian. And I was like, why? He was like, because he just this and this and this. And I'm like, right. Now here's the thing. This is what I want you guys to all understand, right? When I started to explain, it's the same thing. Like I reason I brought Amory on at first. So to become better, it's not what happened like in the game or like in the battlefield or whatever the case may be. It's what happens behind the scenes. So in my case, I know we asked about mindset. In my friend group, I'm the youngest person, right? But everybody like really respect me. And he was asking like, I wonder how like you get so much success, how you had so much success, you got so much respect. Everybody kind of look at you as if, because everybody in his friend group like 40 and older. He's like, everybody look at you as if you're 40, 50 years old. And I say, here's the thing. What happens is the way my life is structured, 97% of the time, I'm focusing on bettering my character. I'm not focusing on the end result. I'm not focused on the destination. I'm not focused on like podium. I'm not focused on having fun. I'm not focused on going out. Like 97% of the time, I'm focusing on like bettering my character. So that 3% of the time when I do step out and people see me, they see like people see the 3% and they think like, wow, this guy's freaking amazing. He's phenomenal. He's young. He's crushing it. He's consistent. He's motivated. All this cool stuff. But I was like, that happens because of the 97%. Right? So what am I saying? I'm saying like if you really want to be successful, like really want to crush it, you have to look at yourself as like a character. And I actually had this conversation with Jonah. And here's the thing. When you look at yourself like a character, here's an exercise everybody could do. Think of it as like you in a movie, right? And right now, this is where the movie begins. And you're the main character, and imagine there's millions of people watching this movie. In that movie, what type of character would you want your person to be? Like, what type of actions do you take? By the end of the movie, who would that person become? By the way, keep in mind, all movies have some type of climax, some type of conflict, right? In all movies, there's some type of problem that's going to arise at some point. And there's the characters that always seem to get through the problem. They seem to like come out on top, and then they seem like a badass by the end of the movie, right? Put a one if this making sense so far. Okay, I had a good question, which is like, what 97% of that actionable steps look like in the day-to-day actions, whatever. There's what mindset come into place. Amory will tell you guys this. Since Amory started working with me, there's never been a day ever, like ever, where I wasn't happy. Amory could say, I was like, oh, today's not a good day. Every single day when me and Amory talk, she says, how your day going? I say, it's going freaking amazing. How's your day? All right. Why? Well, here's the thing. This is where it gets complicated. These are the actionable steps. I can't go into every last one, but I explain at a high level. The actionable steps is first you have to know how to regulate your emotions. It don't matter what happened today. It's gonna be a phenomenal day for me. I fall off my freaking motorcycle, break my foot, get third-degree roll rash, all type of stuff. It was a still phenomenal day. I could go freaking buy a dream car mine. It's gonna be a phenomenal day. No matter what happened. If you want to take it to the extremes, I grew up in a very dangerous area in New Orleans, Louisiana. And just in the last 2 years, really like year and a half, there's 4 people that was close to me that all end up losing their lives. And every last one of these people was under the age of 25. People that was really close to me. For most people, they're like, that's the most shittiest day ever. Now, it wasn't the best day, but once again, like I've learned how to like regulate my emotions. And I'm explaining why. This is the first thing people have to learn how to do, which is regulate their emotions. I'm explaining why. What happens is if you don't regulate your emotion would dictate your actions. And your actions would then create a new reality. So I'm explaining what this look like. I'll give an example. We'll use this program as an example. Let's say you're 30 days in and you're not seeing any results, right? Which is totally normal, by the way. Keep in mind, what happens is we see so many artists seeing fast results that we think not making a sale in the first 30 days is abnormal. But let's say that's which is totally normal. But let's say it's been 30 days, you're not seeing results. What you are seeing is other artists around you making sales, right? So you see other artists around you making sales. So now what happens is you hear you're not making sales, but you're seeing other artists. So now you feel like you're doing something wrong and you instantly take an emotional hit and now you're upset or you're sad. You feel like you're in a shitty state, like, damn, I'm doing something wrong, I'm not crushing it. Now that you're in a shitty state, you cannot perform at your highest level. That just scientifically proven. When somebody's in a shitty state, they definitely cannot perform at their best. So now you're performing at a shitty state, which means like you're not really as focused as you is in a program. You're not taking the same amount of actions as you usually take. You're not having the same type of confidence that you will usually have. So now that you're performing at a shitty state, right? Now you're getting shitty outcomes. So what I mean by this is goes back to the beginning, right? So your emotions dictate your actions, and then the actions you take dictate your reality or your outcome. Put up to this makes sense. Let's say on the flip side, no matter what happened here, it's gonna still be amazing for me. And because it's still amazing for me, I'm gonna still act as if it's amazing. Because I truly still believe it's amazing, right? So I act as if it's still amazing. When I act as if it's still amazing, the outcome still becomes amazing. This makes sense? It's a really good question. I'll talk about this. So the next question is Jaroid. It's a good question. Now elaborate on this. Really good question. It says, Jaroid, how do you manage those emotions? Right? I'm gonna tell you this. A guy on my team, which is Steven. Some of you may even talk to Steven. Steven told me a quote that was probably the most beautiful quote I ever heard. I kid you guys not. And I was talking about something. I explained something to the team, and then he go behind me, and he says, "We believe the stories we tell ourselves." And then when he said that, I was like, "Holy shit, that is so true." Right? We believe the stories we tell ourselves. So now we're going back to what the question was, which was, Gerard, how do you regulate those emotions? Like, how do you manage those emotions? Right? Well, what happens is I truly believe things is never that bad. I truly believe things are always great. Like this a little quote I came up with. I say the people tell you there's usually two type of people. Those look at the glass as half full, or those look at the glass as half empty. We all heard this quote before, right? Well, the way I always see the glass is I'm like, I'm grateful just for having anything in a glass. Whether it's half full, half empty, even if there's just a little bit of slither of water in it, I'm grateful for it. And if there is no water in a glass, then I'm only thinking, how can I fill the glass with more water? So I don't let my brain get to a place to be emotionally impacted. So for me, it's like I'm always grateful to have water in a glass, and the minute water not in a glass, I'm just thinking, how can I refill that glass of water? I'm not thinking like, oh man, I don't got no water in the glass. It never crossed my mind. And I've been working on that for so long, just become a part of me. Like I got into a motorcycle accident on the last day of last year, December 31st, New Year's Eve. Got into the motorcycle accident. Luckily I was still conscious and everything. I was able to stand up. I stood up, take off my helmet. I'm like, dude, what a crazy ass way to end the year. And I'm instantly thinking like, dude, this bike, I don't know if I should have to buy a new bike or would I be able to fix this bike. And my friend is like, dude, are you okay? Like, are you fine? How you feeling? I'm like, dude, I'm fine. I just I didn't even know I had a broken foot. But I ain't let my brain take the chance to say like, oh shit, oh it's just shitty. Oh man, look at like it's not that. Most things in on this world, in this earth, on this earth, in this world, on this earth, it's usually not that big. So I'm gonna give you guys an actual example. Let's go back to that 30 days and not didn't see the sales. So I say Jaroid in the program is 30 days, haven't seen any sales, right? And all the artists around me crushing it. The first thing that comes to my brain isn't an emotional, like, isn't for me to tie an emotion to this outcome. That don't go to my brain. Like, I don't think, am I happy, am I sad, or I'm upset because I'm not seeing sales. The way my brain simply work, let's say not just putting my glass is empty. The only thing I'm thinking is how can I refill this glass with water? So instead of me thinking like, am I sad, or am I happy that I'm not seeing no sales, I'm just thinking like, what do I need to change to start seeing sales? That's it. I'm really like, holy shit, Caitlyn just did 32,000 in a freaking week. What do I need to change to start seeing sales? Holy crap, Kirsten just did 20,000 last month. What adjustments I need to make to start seeing sales? This makes sense? Because it's just it's like a video game. And all I'm doing is trying to better my character. Like there's certain video games where there's no loser. You can only just get better. Like my little nephew, he's obsessed with like what's the little game with the little blocks? Like block P points. I think it's like Minecraft. Yeah, Minecraft. He's obsessed and he's like 6 years old. So Minecraft. And I'm like, dude, why are you so obsessed with this game? He's like, cause I get to build. I don't know nothing about the games. I might explain this totally incorrect. But he's like, I get to build stuff, I get to build a house, I get to do this. I'm like, so how you lose? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, can you lose? I don't know how the game works. I'm like, I'm like, who you playing against? And he's looking at me like, what you talking about? And I'm like, but what happens is like he obsessed with this that character becoming better, whatever that may look like, right? I don't know if like a person or what. It looked like a little. It's Minecraft. I know the game Minecraft because that's what as we said it was. But he became obsessed with like bettering whatever that may be in that little Minecraft world or whatever, right? So he wasn't never upset about like something not going right or whatever. He never tied emotion to it. He just always wanted to just get better. Does this make sense? Yeah, it's probably somebody say it must be playing a creative mode. That gotta be it, because we don't let him we don't let him play online against other people or anything like that. Yep, exactly. So it says there's no competition, just making a better world. That's literally what he's doing. So what happens is, like Jen just said, you only compete against yourself. When you compete against yourself, you can't lose. You only can become better. You only lose when you stop competing. Check, and I'm gonna explain this. I want you guys to understand this. You only look first, you can't lose, right? But you only lose when you stop competing. All right, here's where it gets interesting. We only stop competing when we start to feel like we losing. And remember earlier I mentioned to you guys that we believe the stories we tell ourselves. So if you feel like you're losing, it don't mean you're losing, but you what it does mean is that you're now creating this new story in your brain that you are losing. You're creating this false reality. And then we start to believe it, then we start to tie that to an emotion. When we tie that to emotion, now we feel like shit. Like, oh man, I feel like I'm not doing well. So now I feel upset. I'm sad. I'm angry. Right? But here's the thing, when you understand like you can't lose, then you will never have nothing to get upset about. And now it's just all it's only up. Like you only to get better. People ask me like, what you'll do if you lose? How you'll feel? What you'll do if you have to start all over and you lose everything? Like I don't know. You just told me. I start over. Like what you want me to do? How would you feel? I don't know. Probably not. I wouldn't feel no way. I just start over. But when you be upset, I don't know. Maybe. I really don't know. And people, like my friends look at me like I'm crazy when I say this because I don't take the time to really think about how would I feel. Like I understand once again the circumstance, and I'm just saying like how can I start to fill that glass of water again? But there's nothing that I'm gonna gain from tying emotion to this. And if I do choose to tie emotion to it, it's gonna be an emotion that deals with like a positive state. Because nothing positive come out of an emotional state of negative state of mind. There's never ever something positive that come out of a negative state of mind. Right. So long story short, if I just sum this all up, forget like it's hard to do it, but like work on just like forgetting emotions. The best way to work on it is to first recognize. Like if you feel like getting upset, tell yourself like, why am I getting upset? And usually if we just ask the question of why, we wouldn't even be upset anymore. And we try to solve that. Why am I getting upset? I'm not seeing sales. Why am I not seeing sales? What am I possibly doing wrong? That's gonna lead you to a solution, and you're probably gonna be moving forward 9 times out of 10. But even just start with just asking yourself why you're actually upset, and then what's the solution to that, and everything will change, right? So once again, wrapping this all up, if you really, really, really want to get good at like just life, remove the emotions, not a thing of like if you're winning or if you're losing, but it's a simple thing of getting better. And the only time you're not getting better is when you think you're losing and you choose to stop running. When you choose to get out the game. That's it. But as long as you're getting better, like in Minecraft in creative mode, you're winning. In order to do that, it's not about like where you're at, it's about where you're going. And if you focus on becoming better, as I mentioned, you'll always find yourself getting closer to where you want to go, which is that destination. Become obsessed with like improving, right? And that's it. One of my I'll wrap it up with this. I just read a question at the same time and I forgot what I was just about to say. I was gonna say improving. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. And as far as getting better at improving, this is something that's extremely, extremely, extremely important. I just had this conversation with my team this morning. When it comes to getting better at improving, understanding that a lot of people, a lot, and this probably majority of people here, you fall into information gathering mode, learning mode, right? So you fall into learning mode. What happens is when you fall into learning mode, you're not actually improving, you're just digesting more and more information. To become really great is when you learn something and adjust quickly. Like you want to adjust fast, you want to adjust big. Like I'll go back to my team. So my team are able to listen to the calls I have, potential clients, because they want to know what a great call look like. I do feel like I have very genuine, amazing calls. Like any artist that had a call with me at the end of the call, you probably felt like, wow, that was an amazing call. And I felt like it was an amazing call, right? It was very genuine. And our team, what happens is they fall into emotion, like, I'm not emotion, they fall into like information gathering mode because they just love to listen to my calls for some reason. They love how I connect with artists, how artists connect with me, the things we talk about, but they literally gain no value because they're not thinking like, what can I gain or learn from this information? And how can I adjust so I can have amazing conversations with people? Make sense? So understand that in this game, you could become any player that you want. But the better that player, it comes with learning and then adjusting quickly. And there's no loser. It's only you getting better. You only lose when you quit. That's it. This is a good question. I'm gonna reword it because it's kind of hard to understand. But it's a good question. Probably wrap up here. So it says from Anessis. Okay, I'm gonna reword it. Gerard, like how do you get realistic when you're playing, not necessarily going to like as planned or going how it was planned? Like how do you stay positive? Once again, keep in mind because there's no emotion attached, I don't have to worry about staying positive because I don't have to worry about ever becoming negative. Does make sense? Like I never let my brain fall to a negative state where I have to try to regain positivity. Right. Now here's the thing. As far as staying on top like course your plan, here's what I always recommend doing. Set, and this is what everybody should be doing here. Set micro goals. Right? I don't never worry about my end goal at the end of the year. I set micro tasks and micro goals every single day that I just want to check off my list and get better at every single day. I literally have daily goals. Like when people say this stuff, this is pretty cliche because I say it often, but it's the truest thing ever. You want to succeed, set daily goals. Like I literally have hourly goals, daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, quarterly goals, yearly goals. And that's how we operate. And then I tie those goals to actionable tasks to achieve those goals. Now, usually if I complete those tasks, the goal will end up being completed. And then if I complete the task and the goal not complete, I'm asking myself what I possibly could have done better or done differently. As long as you do that and you stay like super focused on that, you'll crush it. This is how like Amory would tell you. This is how I lose track of time. I literally forgot. I didn't eat. So I'll tell you this. The day before yesterday morning, I had a smoothie. Then I went all through that day without eating. And I came into the next day, still didn't eat. Again, towards the evening of that day, I thought to myself, I'm like, I'm really hungry. It's like I feel in my stomach that I was really hungry. I was like, oh crap, I haven't ate since yesterday morning. But it's because I'm so focused on like the tasks I have in front of me to achieve those day goals and hourly goals. And I'm so locked into those things that like I don't know how to even explain it. I become obsessed with that to the point where everything else just be go like mute. Just be go. Just become like mute. That's it. And literally I could be just in mute mode or like Vanessa said, flow state. I could be in mute mode from freaking 9 in the morning to 9 at night. And another last tip for you guys, if you want to get to that type of state, first you have to do everything I just mentioned before. Like you have to regulate your mindset, understand that you're in this game by yourself and there's no losers. There's only winning and you only lose if you let your mental state and your emotions get in the way and trick your brain and tell you that you're losing. And then you quit. That's first. You have to understand that first. Once you understand that, that's going to keep you in the game. Once you stand in the game, you just simply need to understand that you get, as long as you're getting better, you better in your character, you'll come out on top. Treat it like a movie. You're the main character in that movie. How would you act if somebody was watching you right now? They're watching your movie. You want them to say your character is like a shit character. You want to say your character is a freaking phenomenal, badass character, right? I was just about to tell you guys another thing, and I literally just forgot. I literally, what was I just about to say? And then we're gonna wrap this up here. Oh yeah. That's what I was gonna do. And then also to succeed, you have to remove everything. Like you have to remove anything that's not moving you closer to your goal. All right. I'll show you guys something. This is my personal phone. I'll show you guys this. This is my personal phone. Right. If I unlock this phone, this is how my phone look. I don't know if it's focusing. These are literally all the apps on my phone. This must be like a new app, and iPhone must have added. I never use, like, even if I press it, I never even clicked into it, I never looked into it. This is like it. So it says like it's locked, require password to turn on, something like that. But this is literally my personal phone. If I go into these apps, it's only like the apps that come with the phone. That's it. This phone is always on do not disturb. I mean, I'm gonna show you guys this. But this all comes down to like how bad do you like really want to be successful. If I go into my notifications, there's a notifications app. If I click into this notifications, you'll see, I don't know if it's focusing or not. You'll see there's a FaceTime, messages, phone, photos, like everything is off. Everything. All notifications turned off. That's why if I click on this screen, if you guys have an iPhone, you'll see like it drives me nuts. I see people click on a phone screen and they have like all these little notifications, and 99.9% of it be like non-important stuff that nobody ever really be checking. This is it. If I swipe up here, this shows up. Okay, that was somebody in my personal life that I didn't want to show. But that's it. Weekly report. It'll just sound like find my phone, something for somebody. That's a contact. But that's it. That's all. Here's a fun fact. And we're gonna wrap up here. So to wrap up this whole thing, it says also, Gerard, by the way, do you have anything to add about like confidence? The best way to really, really build confidence, I just started saying this. So I said the best way to believe something, you have to see it. So to believe you could earn a certain amount, you have to see it be done by somebody else. You just have to see it, right? The best way to achieve something is first you have to taste it. I think it works the same for confidence. If you want to build your confidence, you have to first taste a little bit of it first. I don't know if you guys was on a Q&A call Monday, but but Caitlin came live and she talked about how when we first met, her goal was 1,000, and then 5,000, then 10,000, then 20,000 a month, and then she just did a 30,000 weekend, so in 3 days. What happens is for her to get to that, have confidence that she could do 1,000, she just had to make a few sales. When she made about 300 in our sales, she realized like I could do 1,000. And once she made about 2,000 in our sales, she realized like I could do 5,000. And this was monthly goals, not overall, monthly goals. Then once she did 5,000 a month, the confidence built within itself, like I could do 10. Once she did 10, she started thinking like maybe I could do 14. She did 14, she's like I could do 20. So confidence build as you start to like taste a little bit of that success. Just little chunks. That's it. Makes sense? With that being said, we definitely went way, way over. And like Emily said, I'm gonna wrap this up and go eat. I hope you guys found this valuable. With that being said, I'll see you all on Monday. Enjoy your weekend. Peace.